What helped me, I guess, see my addiction more clearly and overcome denial was, I guess, the progression of the disease, and the consequences just got bigger and bigger. And, there was no more denying this. It was a problem, and I couldn't hide it anymore. It was obvious.
I really don't like this section at all. In fact, I think you should turn it off right now. The purpose of this section is to describe ways people have overcome their denial. Ways that they were able to see how their drug and alcohol use hurt them and made them decide to quit. Yes, that's right, they decided to quit. I hate saying those words. It's just a bunch of dumb brainwashing that if you're smart, you'll completely ignore.
On a daily basis, thousands of people move out of denial of their addiction and move into recovery. This section will review some of the ways that people were able to see their addiction clearly. As you watch it, please consider how you have overcome your denial, and if you haven't, what will it take to do so?
I think the only thing that really helps an addict see their addiction clearly and overcome denial is the truth. Uncut, unfiltered, and it has to come from people that you've given potency to. In other words, that you believe in and trust. And I think that takes a while. I think that's one of the 3 Ps. It's protection, permission, and potency, where a person feels in a group process or recovery process that they're safe. It's okay to be me for the first time. I can say what I'm going to say, and I won't be judged for it. I won't be put down for it. I won't be condemned for it. People encourage me to be who I am. They'll give me feedback. They'll tell me that, you're wrong, this is negative behavior, this is dope fiend behavior, whatever. The bottom line is, I need to hear that. I need to hear the truth, the real truth, unfiltered, so I can take an honest look at myself.
What helped me to see that I had a problem with drugs and alcohol is the people that I loved around me telling me I did and that I needed help.
Just because your family and friends say to you have a problem, that does not mean that you do. Some people just want to rob you of all your fun. What I recommend is if somebody close to you says you're using as a problem, immediately point out some problem in their life in a mean and angry voice. That should get them off your back for a while and let you get back to getting high in peace.
Some of the things that helped me overcome the denial and really face the reality of me being an addict were new relationships, becoming friends with people who were in recovery, seeing that other people around me were living lives free of drugs and alcohol, and then taking a look at myself when I was still going home and using and trying to fake it or pretend like I was clean. That kind of got to me after a while. It made me feel guilty. It made me feel like I was being dishonest, and that's exactly what I was doing. Relationships with my daughter, relationships with my parents. There were just so many instances where it just felt wrong.
It's an old saying, but I was really sick and tired of being sick and tired. My business life seemed to be going relatively smooth, and success came somewhat easy for me from a business perspective, but my personal life was screwed up. And I had ruined 2 marriages already, and I was about to ruin a 3rd. And this is a woman who loved me more than any person ever should, because of some of the things that I did to her. And certainly she was the woman that I knew was the right person for me, and I was about to ruin all the relationships that were important to me.
I think what helped me to finally break down the denial and seek out help for my addiction were my children. I had seen it myself for a while, but I didn't do anything about it. It wasn't until my children pointed it out to me that I actually saw it, the pain that I was causing them, and I did something about it.
Well, I've got to admit that it's true that some kids get upset when their parents use drugs and alcohol. But don't let that bother you one little bit. Look, no parent is perfect, and if your kids get upset about you getting high, you can make it up to them. When they get old enough, you can help them learn to appreciate the many ways using drugs and alcohol makes life more fun.
The more powerful consequences were being in jail, being in treatment multiple times, my family, parents kicking me out of their house, failed relationships with women, the loss of several jobs.
What got me to stop using was the point that I was so low that found myself always hurting and always feeling guilty about what I was doing to my son, what I was doing to my family, because none of my siblings do drugs. And I just began to take a look at myself. And I think it was the voice of God calling me. And one night I woke up in the middle of the night, sat up in the bed, and it was almost like it was a flashback of my life, what I had done. And
I think you get to a place in your life where you're just sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're just tired of the lifestyle. You're tired of struggling with no positive outcome. You're going downhill. You see it. All things around you are starting to crumble. Your life is miserable. You maintain a front, but you're very unhappy. When you get to a place, when I got to a place when the misery outweighed all the other things, then I think I was ready to go to treatment.
Now that you've watched this video, you want to carefully and thoroughly consider how it applies to you. Two of the best ways to do that is to discuss it in group, or if you're not in a group, to at least note down on a worksheet how it applies to you and what you want to do about it.